Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. I'm really excited to read this book. Are you? If you didn't subscribe to our channel, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get more updates on our new video. So today I will be reading the book of Gandhi. His life, his struggles, his words. Here's a photo. Gandhi attending a meeting of the Indian National Congress with his followers in Wardha, India, 1937. Here's the introduction. So it's about Gandhi, of course. Here's the contents. So this photo is Gandhi playing with one of his children on the beach in Juhu near Bombay in 1938. To believe in something and not to live dishonest. So here's a comic. Okay, Gandhi, hero of non-violence. Cubstra and the children are going to miss me. Martinsburg pulling out in 3 minutes. Well, will you look at that? Hey, there's a clue in my compartment. Coming. You can't sit there. Get up. Your place is in the freight car. But I have a ticket. Leave him alone. Out you go. Ha ha ha. Coolie was originally used to refer to manual laborers from Asia, but quickly became a racial slur and an insult. I'm a lawyer. You don't have the right to do this to me. So long, Coolie. Ha ha ha. What racism? Meaning like people treating other people by the way their skin looks. What racism? And I thought the English believed all equality for all. This is a night I will never forget. So Gandhi does not really look like what he actually is supposed to look like, because this is Gandhi in his young age, going back to India. Several days later at home of his new boss. Alas, Mr. Gandhi, what happened to you is what happens to us every day. But the English are Christians. I thought they saw all men as brothers. Mr. Baker, you're a pastor. How about you view all this? I believe that all men are the children of God, regardless of the color of their skin. Unfortunately, the British tend to think they're superior to other races. I'm gonna stand up to the despicable racism, and I will support you. Soon after, we must no longer accept these blows and injustice without reacting. We must be honest and hardworking, and the English will learn to respect us. We must also learn the English language. Then we will able to make ourselves understood. One morning, listen to this. The English authorities want to withdraw the right to vote from all Indians in South Africa. But this is a serious matter. If this happens, we soon won't have any rights left. We'll be the slaves of the English. But what can we do to stop it? Let's write the newspapers. We must get a petition signed. We must send our complaints to the politicians. Go buy a paper, my dear. A young Indian law defies the English. Come sign the petition. We already have over 1,000 signatures. When the English needed us to work here, they came looking for us. But now they're afraid we've become too numerous and too rich. And they want to make us pay enormous taxes that would force us to return to India. That's an insult. We must fight. Never. The battle will be long. I must bring my family over from India. Several months later, in 1896, there's the part of Durban. We've arrived in South Africa, my children. Yay! What's happening? Mondas? I don't know. Can we disembark, Captain? No, we can't, and it's all because of you. What do you mean? The English are protesting your return, demanding that we go back to India, along with the other Indians on board this boat. Out of the question. We all have the right to live in South Africa. We will wait as long as it takes. 23 days later. All right, you've won. You can take all the disembark. The protesters might be waiting for me. I'll disembark secretly later tonight. It's Gandhi! Kill him! Damn, coolie! Go back to your country of savages. Stop it! Oh, it's the police commissioner's wife. So a commissioner is better than a police officer. So it's the commissioner's wife. Let's get out of here. Hurry. Come, Mr. Gandhi. I'll take you to a safe place. Thank you, madam. Without your help, they would have killed me. Gandhi resumed to his career as a lawyer, continued his fight, formed a lawyer and ashram, and had 2 more sons one day in 1904. What's wrong, Castra? I don't understand you. First, you make us leave our beautiful house for this godforsaken hole, and now you won't even keep servants. I have a long dream of creating this ashram where we would be able to lead a simpler life. This will bring us closer to God, and this will help us to better serve the world. I want to prove that people of different religions and cultures can live side by side. Look, Castabra. Here at the newspaper office, we have an English pastor, a German Jew, a Polish Catholic, and a Muslim Indian, and gave me a Hindu. Here everyone must know how to cook, sew, garden, build, wash. In the Hindu religion, an ashram is a place where people live communally, sharing everything. Hindus believe the existence of many gods and that each god is a different representation of a single supreme being. Yes, but cleaning toilets is work fit only for the untouchables. No work is shameful. As for the untouchables, no one should be considered in this way anymore. If we don't wish to be looked down upon, then we cannot look down on others. If you disagree with this, leave. You would cast me out? Me who has always obeyed you without question? I shouldn't have gotten angry. Forgive me. I'll clean the toilets for you. Wait, I'll go with you. The Hindu society, the untouchables tradition, occupied the lowest place in the caste system. They were held to be impure without caste and were forced to do most undesirable jobs like handling the dead and emptying toilets. From early on, Gandhi worked to abolish untouchability. 1906, the Indian Congress. Once again, the authorities have shown us disrespect. English citizens aren't required to carry an identity card, and yet if we don't carry one, we can be imprisoned or expelled. Let us vow to do everything in our power to overturn this racist law. Let us also vow never to use violence, even if some of us is hurt or even killed. I swear it too. Me too. Me too. We swear it. So this last page is This last page is going to be the end of the comic. 1908. You have no identity cards and you're inciting protests. I'm sending you to prison. Nonviolence is the only weapon, and we need to order it to win. With it, we will fill their prisons. We don't have identity cards either. The prison is already full. Put us in prison. The nonviolent rebellion grows. Charge! General, many people in both India and England are shocked by what's happening here. Women and children killed during protests. Indian deported from South Africa, ending up in poverty. It would Severine better to free Gandhi and grant him his demands. This fragile little man has beaten us. Mr. Gandhi, you're free to go. Layout: Benton Marchant illustrations. Georgie Mardan color. Clements Sapin. So here's some information here. I'm just going to read some of it. I'll read this. Gandhi around 1925. Possession of arms implies an element of fear. It is not cowardice, but true nonviolence is an impossibility without the possessions and unadulterated fearlessness. So here is the White City, and I'm going to read these 2 paragraphs, not the whole thing, because it'll take me forever or something. So first, I'm going to let you take a look at some stuff. Here is a boy. I think this has Gandhi on a tree. I don't really know. So in this picture it says Mohandas Gandhi and his brother Laxmidas, 1886. So the Hindu castle system. Hindu society was divided into 4 main castles for thousands of years. At the top of the hierarchy was Brahmins, scholars and priests who were held to have divine knowledge. Next came the Kshatriyas, or warriors who possessed military might, followed by the Vaishyas, or merchandise. This is the castle which Gandhi's family belonged. Finally, there were Shudras, or the artisans and peasants. At the very bottom were those with no caste, called untouchables. Considered impure, they were given to only most menial jobs. Although the Indian Constitution officially abolished the caste system in 1950, it continues to permeate in Indian society even today. Ooh, this is Gandhi going to London. So this is what he actually looked like, but it was in black and white. So, Godless London, the scarce books of Hinduism. The foundations of Hinduism are contained within the 4 Vedas and the great epics. The Vedas are a collection of stories about the Hindu gods and instructions for hymns, riddles, prayers, and sacrifice. They were passed down orally over thousands of years. The great epics are marvelous tales recounting the great deeds of a hero or group. The first of these is Mahabharata, a poem of nearly 100,000 verses, which includes the Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of God. One of these 3 holiest scriptures of Hinduism. The Bhagavad Gita is the series of ethical discourses between Lord Krishna and the warrior prince Arjuna, from the which essential teachings of India philosophy derived. Arjuna is poised to announce the start of combat on the battlefield, but nothing people whom he cares from both sides. He realizes that some of his loved ones will perish. Krishna, incarnation of the god Vishnu, teaches Arjuna that war is an allegory for the inner confusion and conflict that affects everyone at some point on his or her life. True peace, is further instructs, can only be found through meditation, selflessness, and the search for truth. So this photo is Gandhi at a young Lar in Western clothes on his arrival in South Africa, 1893. But I thought it was London, but that time it was 1888. Let's just move on to the next page, because it's going to take me forever like I said that last time. So now I'm just going to read this. Rejecting injustice. Indians in South Africa. The English living in South Africa and the Boers constantly British food and played tennis, polo, and cricket among themselves. Most whites at that time did not believe that the Indian population had the right to live with the dignity and respect that comes with equality and freedom. So this picture over here is the Indian police disappear demonstration of Gandhi's followers around 1919. Next page. So I'm reading this now. The spinning wheel, not the sword. So, usually, you know the Indian flag? It's like, without Gandhi, he made a wheel that would go in the middle of the Indian flag. So that's basically how the Indian flag was basically made. Okay, this is Gandhi in prison, basically. The Indian nation, in 1885, a few educated Indians founded the Indian National Congress as a discussion group with the goal of opening up the government of India to the British elite without undermining the British presence there. In fact, the movement leader was himself an Englishman. It wasn't until after World War I, under Gandhi's influence, that the idea of independence really took hold, and the Congress became a true nationalist political party. The Congress remains one of the major political parties in India to this day. A pinch of independence. Or maybe both of these. Okay, I'll just read this one first. Okay. A pinch of salt for independence. Through silent meditation, Gandhi arrived at that simple but powerful act of civil disobedience involving salt. Salt slows dehydration, making it an essential ingredient in areas as hot as India. But its sale has been monopolized and taxed by the English since the beginning of by the English since the beginning of colonial rule. Okay, that's the end. Okay, let's read this one now. For 1 week, salt was illegally harvested and sold. When the British acted, Gandhi was arrested along with the nearly 60,000 others. But the British Empire had been shaken. Behind bars once again, Gandhi relayed a message to his followers. The fist that held the salt can be broken, but the salt will never be returned. So here's this photo is the moment of intimacy between Nehru and Gandhi over here. Here's Gandhi and Nehru. I'll read this one. So, freedom's message. Here's some English over here, and then Gandhi. Oh, I saw this photo before. Yeah, I've seen this photo before. So, here we are, traveling light. A small bundle of items carried wherever he went. He had a clay bowl and a wooden spoon, his spinning wheel, and some cotton or dozen or so of scrap. Well, remember, dozen is 12. 12 or so scraps of paper, and the pencil stubs that he used till they were gone, out of respect for the workers who made them. He also carried the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, and the Quran, a small ivory figurine of the three monkeys, and one with its hands over its eyes, one with its hands over its ears, and the third with its hands over its mouth, recalling the three secrets of wisdom. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So here it is. It's not my life that matters. Gandhi on his mat. I think he was sleeping that time. Okay. I'll be reading this one. Gandhi and fasting. Gandhi was convinced of the virtues of fasting, but not only because it purified the body. In addition, he turned fasting into a powerful tool of political action, one that he used every time an obstacle became insurmountable. Over the course of his life, he undertook 17 long public fasts to accomplish political goals. So, this is actually, the artist is actually quite good at drawing this. We're on page 46 and 47. The blood of liberty. Nehru, who, like I showed you the photo of Gandhi and those two, and then we're introduced to a new person called Jinnah. So, Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten, who was a descendant of Queen Victoria and a cousin of the King of England, was 46 years old when he became the last Indian Viceroy, gifted with an astonishing capacity for work and powerful decision-making abilities. Lord Mountbatten behaved quite differently from his predecessors, so much so that Nehru once said of him, "Finally, we have a real person of victory." He not only tried to understand the Indians and their culture, but he also developed relationships of trust with the main Congress leaders. Gandhi was very fond of him, and that he went so far that to say that Lord Mountbatten echoes some of the values that burn my own heart. The two men shared a deep and genuine friendship. So this photo is Gandhi with Lord Mountbatten and his wife. Next page. This guy. So for this one, it might be a little sad because you can see it says here Gandhi's assassin, meaning someone killing or murdering someone important. So I'm going to read this. So, Gandhi's assassin, a Hindu extremist. Nathuram goddess, born to a Brahmin family in 1910, was raised in strict accordance with Hindu tradition. He was a poor student, but instead of becoming a tailor as intended, he became passionate about politics at a very early age. He followed Gandhi for a while before joining Veer Savarkar, the fanatical prophet of military Hinduism. He was a talented public speaker who didn't like crowds. He liked women even less. In 1941, he met Apte, another Brahmin who would become a mastermind behind the plot against Gandhi. A few years later, during his trial, Godas claimed full responsibility for his crime and was condemned to death by hanging, as was his accomplice. He asked for his ashes to be saved until the day of India's reunification with Pakistan. This photo is an ambitious vehicle that carried Gandhi's ashes toward the water in Yamuna. His ashes were cast in the middle of the river as thousands of orphans and others looked on. So orphans are people who do not have a family. Okay, here we are. I'm going to read this one. Don't get confused. Indians are the inhabitants of India. Hindus are people who practice Hinduism. Not all Indians are Hinduism. Some Indians are Muslims and others are Christians. So here's a photo of this. Hindu pilgrims in Benares, India, around 1930, in black and white. So long as a man does not of his own free will put himself last among his fellow creatures, there is no salvation for him. So this is September 22nd, 1931, London, a throng of minders trying to get a closer look. Here's Gandhi and a bunch of others trying to get a closer look. Can read this one. Truth is my God. Non-violence is the means of realizing Him. Gandhi, Young India, May 6, 1926. Read this one. When the practice of ahimsa becomes universal, God will reign on earth as He does in heaven. Gandhi Non-Violence, Violence in Peace and War, Volume 1. Truth, God. God, truth. I swear by non-violence because I know that it alone conduces to the highest good of mankind, not merely in the next world, but in this also. I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. Gandhi, Young India, May 21st, 1925. The way of my optimism rests on my belief in the infinite possibilities of the individual to develop nonviolence. The more you develop it in your own being, the more infectious it becomes till it overwhelms your surroundings and by might oversweep the world. Gandhi Non-Violence in Peace and War, Volume 1. Non-Violence. Okay. I hope to demonstrate that real Swaraj self-rule will come not to be equus of authority by a few, but by the question of the capacity by all to resist authority when abused. In other words, Swaraj is to be attained by educating the masses to a sense of their capacity to regulate and control authority. Gandhi, Young India, January 29, 1925. Civil disobedience. Belief in nonviolence is based on the assumption that human nature, in its essence, is one and therefore unfailing responses to the advances of love. Gandhi, Hardin, December 24th, 1938. Which more pages? Okay, just 1, 2, 3, and 4, and stand. Okay. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. Gandhi. Strength. Goodness must be joined with knowledge. Mere goodness is not of much use. As I have found in life, one must cultivate the fine discriminating quality which goes with the spiritual courage and character. Gandhi Non-Violence, Peace and War, Volume 2. Courage. This is Gandhi's lesson and his legacy to the world. The evil we suffer cannot be eliminated by the violent attack in which one sector of humanity flies and at another in destructive fury. Our evils are common, and the solution of them can only be common. But we are not ready to undertake this common task because we are not ready ourselves. The first duty of every man is to return to his right mind in order that society itself may be sane. Thomas Merton. Okay. In India, there came a man in our own generation who inspired us to great endeavor, whoever reminding us that thought and action should never be divorced from moral principle. That the true path of man is the path of truth and peace. Jarwar al. So that is the end of the book. So you can visit www.mkgandhi.org to read more about Gandhi's life, work, and ideas. This site is run by Gandhi organizations in India. Or visit www.mahatma.com to read Gandhi's own words and to find out more about his legacy. So, I hope you enjoyed this book about Gandhi. And I'll see you in my next book. Bye! Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, comment your opinion, and give a thumbs up. I'll see you in our next video. Bye!